We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy.
I'm honored that you always... This is the second time you want to be me. You are not Joe. Who are you?
I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And we're These Unprecedented Gays.
Bro, you've been gone for too long.
I have.
You forgot how to podcast.
I guess so.
You have forgot how to record.
I forgot all of that.
Oh my god, what is it like? You have forgotten who you are.
Where's that from?
It's the Mufasa when he's the cloud.
Oh.
And he goes, Simba, you have forgotten who you are.
Is it who you are or where you're from?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It might be, I could be getting it all
Where
wrong.
you're going?
Yeah. Where's our fact checker?
Where you're going to?
Do you like the things
that life is showing?
There's things happening and I have no idea what's going on.
So I was saying before we started rolling, and then Andy reminded me that
nothing matters unless the microphone / video / cameras are on.
So we have 25 days, Andy and I,
until
we leave for Australia.
Down under.
Down under.
Are you okay? Are you excited? Have you begun a countdown by Beyonce?
I'm very excited, and it's like I am trying. Excuse us, everyone. Our intern is with a bully stick.
He's
right now.
bully sticking next to the mic.
So, we're trying to button things down. That we have to our excursions and things like that.
I thought you booked all those already.
We booked them, but we didn't make the final payments yet. And the good thing that we checked it, we did because one of them was canceled for some reason.
Well, no, it was because when we went to make the final payment, the card that we had back last year had gotten compromised, so I have a new card number. Because the card didn't go through, they right away canceled the booking.
Oh, no.
Well, fortunately, we were able to go right in and replace it with the same one.
So,
is that normal to have an installment and then final booking stuff?
Well, you could have bought it at the time last year, but it cost nothing to just reserve it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
And then it was I started watching videos again of traveling there, and so it was good because we're trying to figure out how to get from the airport to the hotel in different places
in Australia.
In Australia, yeah. So we could take the train, to get into the light rail to get into the city and stuff, and Sydney, and then Melbourne. I booked our bus, and then Auckland. We're gonna have to Uber over to our hotel because we get in pretty late.
That's not terrible. Yeah.
But then we also were it helped with last minute things that we didn't think of that we need an eSIM card for our phone. For a phone.
Oh, do you have to? Oh, instead of roaming,
you can either pay
it's expensive.
Verizon $10 a day each for the 15 days,
right?
Or you can do an eSIM card that would be $30 for the whole 2 weeks.
Oh, that's much better.
Data.
Oh, yeah. Really? I should have done that. Shit.
You can use things like my work phone is VoIP, right?
Okay.
My or WhatsApp or things like that. You can't use your regular phone. It won't text.
Okay.
You won't get text and you won't get phone
unless
calls.
you're on Wi-Fi.
Unless you're on Wi-Fi.
eSIM, that's basically just having a different phone number, right? To another thing.
Yeah, it's like having a data plan in a different country.
Oh.
That and so.
Oh, because they're all digital now.
Yeah.
Oh. It's only $30?
It was different plans for different providers.
But that's not bad.
If you do unlimited, I think it's more like 40. But
total.
You also may not need.
But that's also Australian dollars. So
it's even cheaper.
No, I'm actually giving you in US dollars.
Oh, it's actually giving you in US
because I did it when I was in my Europe trip. I did the $10. It was $140 because it was $10 a day, and I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know there were other options.
See, that's why it's good that we're watching these videos. Because
now you're going to save money. Especially for both of you going, because that's a lot. If you had to pay $300 for just access
to
the internet, that's crazy.
Well, if we want to talk about a lot, The other thing we have to figure out is who's going to help us watch
Baxter.
Well, we will be here, except we are going to be in New York the 14th to the 18th, but we're here because you guys are gone when to when? When's the 25?
We leave on the 9th of March and come back on the 24th of March.
Yeah, so all the robbers out there, come to our house.
But this is also 2025.
Yeah.
Or actually, maybe this came out last year in 2023, and they already went to Australia. And oh my god, it's like when influencers like can't like talk about stuff because they're like on contract or whatever, and then like they have all this shit that they post. That could be fun.
Well, what's really cool is I think Sydney Pride is right now because it's Mardi Gras.
Right. Sydney Pride is right now.
Wait, it's Mardi Gras already?
Yeah, tonight's Mardi Gras. Tomorrow's Ash Wednesday, I think.
Already?
Yeah, girl.
Easter's early, girl.
Lent starts soon, like tomorrow.
It's okay. I always give up Lent for Lent. All my girlfriends back home, like we have a group chat, and she's like, my friend Bethany's like, or someone asked about like, oh, like what do you guys give up for Lent? And like no one does it. And Beth is always like, my favorite is when Joe says he gives up Lent. And I was like, yeah, I'm giving it all up, girl.
Should I get an eSIM card for London?
Yes. Now that we know. Well, because we may be going, like, I might have to travel to Paris for work.
No!
I know.
What an inconvenience.
I know. Like, my boss, I was like, I'm going to be in London in fall, and he was like, oh, we have like a site that we need to audit. And I was like, well, I'll be there. Should I go? And he's like, that could work out really well. And I was like, oh no. But then it's like, we're going to be gone for almost like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And I would like to have like a couple days in Paris, right? But it would be easy because I would be able to get my airfare paid through work and then the hotel. And then while I'm doing like work stuff, Nick can do all the shit that I did. And then we could convene back and do like other stuff. But that will be almost 3 weeks if all works out well. So eSIM would be 100% a smart thing.
And you can get one like for 30 days, or we might have one for Australia and one for just the 5 days we're in New Zealand.
Oh, you can't. Oh.
I don't know. We're figuring all that out.
Is it just like a? Do you like just? How do you buy it? Okay, an app. Okay,
and then you enable it when you land. Like you activate it when you land, and then it starts. But like the one that we'll buy could be used in a bunch of different countries.
Interesting, and it's just an app.
Yeah. So
huh. I mean, there's an app for everything now.
I also love that like you're going for work, and Nick's like, "Oh, I want to go too," and I'm like. Andy's going to Columbus, and is like, "Do you want to go with me?" Like,
wait, when are you going to be in Columbus?
We do that trade show every July, but it usually
when is it in July?
Pride. It usually overlaps with Pride.
Is it at the end of July or before?
No, the middle.
Oh, because I have to go back for our company-wide like.
You're going to Cleveland.
Powwow. Yeah, well, Columbus isn't.
They're hours
isn't
away.
it?
They're very far away.
We know I'm geographically very well.
That's like saying San Diego and
It's
you're going to be in San Francisco. And you guys
wow.
They're not that far away,
but it's like
more like 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, more like Vegas. I mean, more like Los Angeles.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
You're not going to meet up for dinner if you guys are there at the same time.
I'm learning that we need an eSIM, but we don't need eSIMs like in America, right? Because we have our data plans.
Right.
Or do we have eSIMs, but they're just for U.S.
You don't need a separate plan. Your plan is national.
I'm like, maybe I should just like figure out all this stuff. I know because my plan covers Mexico and Canada.
Right.
I think.
Ours too. And
North America.
This was new to us. Like we watched a
I would have
YouTube
had
video
no idea.
and they explained it. So,
I know.
I would have had no idea.
You can learn a lot on the internet.
The YouTube is a wealth of knowledge.
I know. And now, do you have all of your like suggested things? Is like tour of Australia, tour of New Zealand, tour of the dingoes.
The dingo stole my baby.
Did the dingo eat your baby? That's the only Seinfeld reference. No, I know that reference, and then I vividly remember when what was the guy with the crazy hair?
Are you the captain of your castle? Or are you the master of your domain?
No, I don't know that one. I just remember when the guy. What's the guy with the crazy hair? Kramer. He got like a high pressure shower, and he like made a meal in the shower for everybody. And then they like found out, and they were really, really disgusted because I think he like washed it because it was like high pressure shower. I feel like this is an episode. I'll have to confirm, but like I vaguely remember watching
Could this have been like
with
a
my
drug
parents.
Trip from
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You're right. In '95, too much NyQuil.
No, the Seinfeld cast did a no fap contest, no masturbation contest. And so they would check in with each other every day. It'd be like, are you the king of your castle?
Oh
are
my
you
God.
the master of your domain?
During the show?
Yeah, that was like one whole
the
episode.
episode, yeah.
Who was going to fail first?
I feel like I would be, if I were to watch Seinfeld now, I would get it more because I was young when it was like on television. And the same thing with The Office, because I didn't watch The Office and I didn't understand it. But now that I work in corporate America, I probably could appreciate it. So I'll add that to my list.
Hey, you don't start watching it then?
No.
Okay.
I'm on his trip to London.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, I'm going to do reverse. How was your week? Because you've been gone.
I have been gone.
You've been away.
I was in D.C.
You
for
haven't
like 2
aged a
weeks.
day. You look flawless and stunning.
Since you've been gone.
Yeah. Nothing
It's,
has changed for the first time.
It was a lot of fun. I was there for work, but I had a couple days that I could do stuff. So like I went to like the American History Museum, which I thought was fantastic. If you get a chance, go. They have a lot of really cool stuff. I did not enjoy the Natural History Museum as much, but I also think it because it's like
It's so busy.
well, and not that, but like it's fossils.
It's
and-
It's very childy,
yeah,
right?
it's very childlike. So I'm just like,
I also didn't enjoy the Natural History Museum.
but I will say this: if you go in there and you go where the cavemen are, there's like one that's like kneeling on the ground, and they gave that one a fat ass. I was like, oh my god, look at this! I was like, look at you, twerking later. Okay.
He was real Homo erectus.
Okay. And then I went to the Airspace Museum, but like half of it was closed, so it was like
Still?
yeah, I was just like, so some of it was really cool, some was like
Yeah.
meh. But I had a really good time. It was just hard because like I know that I should be able to travel by myself, and it was fine. I did what I needed to do. I did what had to be done, but I like really did not want to be alone.
I mean, you were saying that like last time we talked because there's like when you have a partner and like you're used to doing things together, like being solo is fine, but then you're like, wait, I missed that other person, and then everything is like, oh, this reminds me of them, like Nick would like this, Andy would like this.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking about you
Especially
guys
for the
too.
fun stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even just like the mundane, like, oh, like look at this crosswalk. This reminds me of them.
Or I'd go out to dinner and be like, oh, Andy would like really like
Yeah.
this place, I think, And so I even went to like a pizza place in DC that was called Andy's Pizza.
Aww.
I'm like, I'm having your pizza.
Aww. And then it's also hard, like, it's not a crazy time change, but like connecting is difficult because like the time change is hard.
Yeah, because it's like 3 hours different.
Yeah.
But also, like, my mom and my sister were there, but like, they're not huge like walkers, so
Doers.
like, and touristy people. So it's just like
You just did it all on your own.
I did it all on my own. Yeah,
But I mean, you probably walked a ton.
I walked a ton. Like my knee is still messed up from all that walking.
No.
So, but other than that, DC was great. Thank you guys for having me. I went to a drag brunch there, which was fun. At some of their bars, the ones I went to at least, like I went to Nellie's and I went to Green Lantern, and then I also went by Trade.
Okay.
So like they're all kind of okay.
They're different than the San Diego scene. For
Correct.
Sure.
Yes.
What would you, how would you describe it?
They were dark.
Yes, they're all dark.
Very dark.
As in like dimly lit?
Yes.
Dimly lit, and even in the daytime, it like I walked upstairs of Nellie's where they had like the bar where you wait to be taken down for brunch. And I was like, "Are you sure this floor can handle everybody that's out here?"
Is that where we
so
went? No, we didn't go to
Okay.
Nellie's. It's
Where did we
actually
go?
we did go there into the bottom. We never went upstairs.
Where did we see the drag show?
Perry's.
Perry's,
That's
okay.
the
Okay,
thing.
yeah. So I was like, at drag brunch, it's more female oriented.
Huh.
So it was a lot of woo girls. So I also felt like the drag queens didn't have to try as hard. So a lot of them didn't need to know the words as much.
So there were not a lot of windmills.
No, there wasn't room to do windmills. There wasn't room to do a lot of those.
Can you imagine? That's like a pretty like cush gig where it's like, I'm going to go to DC on a Sunday brunch because I don't have to try and I just walk around and get paid.
And people will throw money at you.
Yeah.
They will throw money at you.
Maybe we should start our
And
careers there.
I I will tell you, they make sure they're like they walk around before the show starts. Like, how much you need in ones? How much you need in ones? How much
They
you need in
have
ones?
they have fat wads of cash.
Yeah, they're like, you want 50? They're like, oh, I just need 20. No, you want 50, right?
Yeah. Good for them.
And I'm like, no, I have $11. I'm like very judicious with my
Because you only want to listen. They always say there's whatever the 3 rules are, and the one is like, if you see something you like, tip it.
Right.
And if I don't see something I like, I'm not tipping you.
I would then just look away.
Yeah, you do not want to make eye contact with them because then it's an obligation and you have a connection. And they're like, a gay man, I'm going to latch on to him because he knows.
Be dead-faced when you're there.
So anyway.
You should just wear sunglasses. Yeah. Ray Charles, that shit.
Yeah, right? So anyway, how was your week?
Well, I was in Ohio, so...
Ohio?
Yeah, and like, I didn't have any...
Why were you in Ohio?
Well, that's a great question. I was onboarded for my new job.
Okay.
And I had low expectations for Ohio because it's Cleveland. And I was like,
Well, Cleveland rocks, though.
It does not rock. Drew Carey lied.
Okay.
There is absolutely nothing to do in Cleveland. Also, it's Cleveland when you spell it. Because I'm typing in like Cleveland and it's like, no, wrong.
No, it's Cleve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's important to know how to spell when your employer
it's
is.
Cleveland. And I'm like, okay. So, but like, it was...
O-H-I.
Oh, yeah. O-H. Like, it was just a different world. Like, there's a downtown, and, like, the office is kind of, like, off in the, like, not downtown area, rightfully so. But, like, it was just, like, different. Like, I don't know.
But you went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right?
I did. I will say, that, like, let me backtrack for a sec, because, like, the food, no. In Cleveland... I did not find the food scene. We
Think you're going back?
On the first night we went to like the hotel because it was close. The second night we actually went to like somewhere downtown. It was decent, but it was like pretty hipstery stuff. It was okay. And then the third night they were like, "We're gonna get tacos," and I was like, "Okay." They were horrible.
Well, yeah, because they were probably like
tacos.
They were like,
tacos.
"Aren't these good?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm."
They were probably like spaghetti with like chili.
No, it was all corn. It was just corn on the cob, wrapped in a tortilla.
So you need Paul to do some research for you.
I think
Exactly.
so. I think I was just in the wrong area, and like convenience wise, like it's one of those things that like I just didn't have the time to look, and I was just going off of suggestions of other people because it's like you get into work, you all go to dinner after, and like
from my
just follow.
suggestion.
So I will tell you, like Columbus, because I've been there now 2 years.
Is it the capital?
Yes.
Okay.
And their food scene's really pretty good. And I
Okay.
mean, I've had some really good meals. And I've gone back to, in one place, the same restaurant both years because I liked it so much.
Okay,
I
just have to find it. Yeah, like so, I went. Yeah, I was in Cleveland. Like my flight I flew in on a Sunday, and there's no direct flight to Cleveland because like it's a tiny little airport. So I flew into Detroit, and then my flight from Detroit to Cleveland was delayed, and I was like, oh crap. And so I asked the like front desk people. I was like, hey, like where's this plane coming from? Like how long is it going to be delayed? And they're like, well, it's coming from Canada. And I'm like, oh my god, that's going to take forever. Canada's literally right there. Because I'm like, oh my god, it's coming from Canada. Like, is it going to be extensive? Do I have to book another flight? She's like, no, it's just like right here. And I was like, I see.
It's like a hop, skip, and a jump.
And like, apparently, it was crazy too, because if it's coming from Canada, they came in, landed into the domestic terminal, and they didn't have to go through customs. And I'm like, how does that work? Because like, if you come from another country, like, I think you have to go through customs, right? Mm-hmm. So they didn't, and I'm like, this is very strange. So I don't know if they get like pre-cleared. Who knows?
There might be certain gateway cities where you get cleared in
prior
Canada before you come in.
So that was like whatever. So I get in late, but then work and all that crap, and then have some decent food at that one night. But then I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like you said, and I'm not a museum person, so like I went, and it's supposed to take you like 2 hours and 45 minutes to like get through everything, and I did it in like 40. Because I was just like, okay, cool, like records, oh my god, dresses, okay, clothing, cool. Like, I didn't read all the stuff. I didn't watch the movies. Like,
We had this conversation. We were like, I don't think Joe's going to really love it. He's not going to read everything.
oh no, not at all. But like, that's like, I feel like if you are really into music and you appreciate music, like, it was cool because like they have like notes from the artist, like the handwritten stuff that they did, like mementos or whatever, and then like they had the Michael Jackson Thriller jacket, which was cool. I was looking for Missy Elliott stuff for you, and I couldn't find anything, which was surprising. And then they didn't have the Lady Gaga meat dress. I was hoping that they did.
Well, you know, it's funny because when I was at the American History Museum, another thing that I found that I don't like when I travel alone is I don't have anyone to take my pictures. So I have to be like, hi, excuse me.
Well, and that's dangerous because they could steal your phone.
I know. But I was like, it was okay. Everybody was super nice, and I found like nice people to like actually take my picture for me.
It's an iPhone 12.
Oh, and you have Find My iPhone, and you got a passcode, right?
The worst part is like I had to like go to 2 other exhibits to find somebody and be like, "Hi, could you take my picture?" But it's over in this exhibit.
Stop
right
it!
Here. I did.
You had to go collect people.
When I wanted to take the picture in front of the stand for the president, like, and I was like, I had to go over 2 exhibits to find somebody that I could ask.
Was there not enough people in the museum?
No, because it was like the morning time, so it was like first thing in the morning.
Oh my god! And there were no like
I was
museum
like, where the hell
workers.
is the security guard around here?
Yeah, or like I don't know, like the staff,
like a docent or something. Like,
ooh, that's a word.
that is a word.
Come on, docent.
Come on, docents. Don't say that.
Well, I didn't have that problem because I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame too fast.
And you didn't want to take any pictures.
It's funny because we went to the Grammy Museum and we've been to the one in Seattle. And
Where's the Grammy Museum?
In LA.
We went to that one. No, we went to the...
Yeah, we went to the Grammy Museum.
Was that the Grammy Museum?
Yep.
Yes.
Was that where they had the evolution of the recording?
Correct.
That was the
And then
Grammy Museum?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then the Selena...
But we went through that real quick.
And yeah, I felt like you wanted to go really quickly.
But are you a mosier, or do you read everything?
When I went through the American History Museum, I read every plaque that was next to the First Lady dresses.
That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, and so I read everything. So because I thought that was so interesting to find out who wanted to be more fashion forward, who felt like they had to do that instead of wanting to do that, and like the different designers that they use and why they felt like their outfits had to be so like that way. So it was really interesting to see that. And then like I read a lot of this stuff in the pop culture area for like, you know, they had stuff for Prince and the Muppets and and then they had one, it was like a Disney exhibit that was new and about how the social impact that Disney has had, as well as how society has had an impact on Disney. So I was like, that's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I read a lot of that too. So I mean, I think I spent like a good 2 hours in 2.5 hours in the American History Museum because I thought it was that interesting.
Okay.
So
not me.
I didn't really do the American history stuff, so like the war stuff, I was like,
oh, bro, no.
I want to know about the 1950s and what the refrigerator looked like on the inside.
And those fridges probably still work better than today.
Right, and then they had this whole thing like branding kind of thing. So like through the years, consumerism and capitalism and stuff like that, and how brands have changed.
I don't think
but it was kind of cool to see that as well.
I would imagine they changed the exhibits.
Yeah, the exhibits all the time because Andy was like, "Well, go see Fonzie's jacket," but they didn't have it out. So, but I did get to see Archie Bunker's chair. So,
did we see Fonzie's jacket?
No,
I don't remember.
But that used to be a staple. It was like in that same room there were like a whole bunch of things from TV from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah,
that were always like
there
recognizable.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because we like a lot of the museums were a blur when we went. Just like
because you were rushing.
Because he was rushing through.
Well, no. Okay,
and then his feet hurt.
So listen, I went to the fucking Louvre. And I stayed there for an hour. That should tell you how I museum. But I would say under different circumstances, like if we're back in like fall, I would go back because it won't be 1,000,000 degrees.
Right. Well, and different people do different things differently. Mm-hmm. So, like me and Andy, we sat there for a while and where David is in Italy, and like just sat in the room with it and like just watched people and like made up stories about people.
Oh, that's fun. So I like that. Like,
I have
what's their story?
You and Nick going to the Louvre now, and it'll be like Baxter out on the leash. You'll be like pulling ahead, and Nick will be trying to hold you.
I'll just be like, go sit over. Go. I'll meet up with you somewhere.
He'll be like, that's the Mona Lisa. Let's go.
Yeah.
Look, it's small.
Yeah, saw this already.
It's a stamp.
That'll be. I'll go that day that you have.
Where I have to whatever do. Yeah.
So. Right. Exactly.
You can do the Versailles house too, or whatever.
The Palace of
Versailles.
I think you should do it again and actually go outside.
The garden.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that you should let me help you have a good museum experience and help you slow down and see the Mona Lisa.
It's okay. I did slow down to see the Mona Lisa, but it was 100 million degrees, and there were really annoying tourists that I almost punched.
Yeah, but you missed the Caravaggio that's in the room before it, and you missed.
I was like, "What's a Caravaggio?" I went to the Venus. Like a lot of the things that you had recommended to see, I went and saw. And it's funny because when I googled like what should you look at in the Louvre, all of your recommendations were there, and I was like, "See, I don't need to look at anything."
Dude, we got Paul and Andy.
I was like, "I have cultured friends, thank you."
But like when you go to London, which would be so cool because then you could go to the Tate, which is
what's the Tate? I want to see the
that
West
part
End
right there between your balls and your.
Oh my god!
No, seriously.
Yeah, it is.
It's a modern art museum.
Yeah, modern art gallery.
And then you could go to where the Shakespeare in the circle in the round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, the Old Globe Theater.
The Old Globe Theater. Yeah, not like the one here, but like,
very much like the one here. They're both.
Does it look like it?
Oh, okay.
And there's also one that like it in Cedar City, Utah.
Interesting.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, you want to come over to me? Hi. Baxter's really into me today because I smell like
Max.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, but it's funny because like maybe he just smells like. I think when I took the trash out, I ran into the whatever it's called, like the dumpster, and I got some like maybe pizza grease on me, and I had to wash it off.
Some dumpster juice.
So we're going with that story.
Yes. Yes. Yes, we are. So anyway, that was all of us.
Okay.
That was my week. Nothing, and then I think, and then the Super Bowl happened. We had we weren't planning on like it extending into like a Super Bowl evening, but like Katie, my friend Katie, she's been seizure free for 5 years, so we had like a little lunch celebration for her.
Oh, nice.
And there's like a tradition where she has Carvel ice cream cake.
Yes.
And then she made pasta, and we had folks over, and then they stayed to watch the Super Bowl. And then as we'll get into, watch the halftime show, and then the game like continued playing and stuff.
Okay.
So I know I don't usually share about my week, but I had something today.
Yes, tell us.
To a prior episode. So back when we were doing Spit and Swallow, and we tried those Swedish fish that were supposed to be healthy.
Oh no!
Well, I lost a filling on my tooth from that.
Oh, that's
So
right.
Today I just got the crown replaced.
Oh my god!
Jeez.
Because wait, those were the ones that they were like sugar free.
They were sugar free,
and we couldn't chew them.
And I actually said, this will rip your tooth out.
But then Andy
had already happened.
But at that time, it already happened. He didn't tell me until after we were done recording. And
was it just a crown?
No, it was like a filling that came off. Like it was a filling that was covering two quarters of half of the tooth.
Oh my god!
So it was, and it had fallen off like years ago, and the
Okay.
dentist just said the next time it falls off, we're going to do a full crown.
Okay.
You know? So I got to see all the Padre people. Shout out to Padre Dental. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, holla.
Did they have to like drill out your tooth?
No, they don't drill out the tooth. They drill all around it like a border so that the crown has something to hold on to. But the technology is incredible.
He makes the crowns there in house.
Yeah, so there's
in the room while you wait.
There's a little camera that goes in and photographs your teeth. Even like they take photograph of your existing teeth and like when your tooth is closed, how they line up and everything.
Wow.
And then it takes a picture of after he drills it, like all the borders and stuff.
And they just make it.
And it makes the tooth exactly to scale.
I mean, this is where I love technology. Social media, not so much, but like crowns.
In 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
There was a crown.
You sit in the
That's
room as
amazing.
the thing is made. And it is so cool. I don't know. Maybe you're not in that.
I was in that room.
You were in
yeah.
that room, and it's like it's interesting because it also uses like I think, oh, what's that washing sound? Like, oh, that's the machine because it has to wash it.
Is
every
it like
once in a
3D
while.
printing your crown?
It's not really because it's actually etching away a harder substance, like
Right.
an enamel. So
So-
it is actually
That is
carving
so
the
cool.
tooth. But they now just got. I was asking them like, "What's your new hot technology
Right.
that you're excited about?" And they just got a 3D printer that will do things like Invisaligns. They can. It's not that branded one, but they could do like
Right.
retainers and things like
I
that.
might.
with
Yeah,
it.
that's actually good that you told me that because I think I need new retainers because they're like almost 20 years old.
Yeah, wait a couple weeks. He's just training.
Okay. It's okay. I don't think my dental insurance hit yet, so I'm good. I have to ask them like, do I have my dental coverage? Thanks. I like that. Yay.
Yeah, so
I'm glad you have a tooth again.
it wasn't a problem. It didn't hurt. It
Yeah.
was just
And now he's got a
one of those-
crown, right?
So
It's-
I texted Paul earlier that I was crowning.
Oh. Yes. And there's a beautiful baby now. From your hoo-ha.
So that means it's time for mouth to mouth
Resuscitation.
So what's giving you life, Joe? What's happening? What's going on?
Two things. So I
Two
tried.
things.
I tried to find some positivity while in Ohio, and I will tell you. So there was like I don't know what the grocery store was called. Insert grocery store chain. It was not Cracker Barrel or no. Which is the one that you like? Publix. It wasn't those.
No.
It was I don't know Cleveland Mart. But they
Okay.
had these cookies, and I think they're not Buckeyes, but they're like peanut butter cookies, and then they have like a chocolate fudge puck, and then like a little dollop of peanut butter on top, and they were really good.
Oh.
Did you
So-
have a Buckeye while you were there?
I don't know, because the
That's
Buckeyes are circles, right?
They're like a little globe of peanut
Yeah.
butter covered in chocolate.
I
But
didn't
they're
have
really
those.
good.
I think I had like a flattened version,
Okay.
like a decompressed whatever Buckeye. Unclear on that. So I had that one, and then the other one I found that. Well, I didn't find this podcast, but Bradley from Chorus messaged me the other day, and he was like, "You need to listen to this podcast," and it's called "I've Had It," and it's basically these two, I think, middle-aged women
Okay.
who live in like Ohio City or like some like Midwest or like Southern town. They're liberal as fuck, and they live in a red town, and all they do is complain about shit that they're tired of. And I was like, I love this. And they get into it, and they're like, all right, now what have you had it with? And then they'll be like, well, I've had it with, I can't even think of it, but like they're like soft spoken, but it's just so funny because basically they do like a rant, but then they have like really high quality people. They had AOC on as a guest. Jerry O'Connell was on there. Like they have high like A-list celebrities on this, so it's a fun listen. And
I
I've
mean,
kind of been like
let's be real. A-list is not Jerry O'Connell.
AOC. AOC is my A-list. She's my A-list. That's my A-list. So those are the two things I am obsessed with. What are you obsessed
I am
with?
obsessed with one thing right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it is Trader Season 2, the U.S. version.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, so it is so good. So the first season they had reality TV stars and they had regular people. This time they just decided to go all in on reality TV stars.
Is
From
Peppermint
different,
Peppermint's in there, right?
Peppermint is in there.
Is she a judge?
No, they're all contestants.
Oh, she was a contestant.
Yeah, they're all contestants.
Oh.
So you've got her, you've got Tamara from Real Housewives of Orange County.
Oh my god, no.
Phaedra and Sheree from Atlanta.
Oh,
You've
yes.
got MJ from Shaw's of Sunset.
No, really?
Um,
Oh, she was a
People
mess.
from Love Island and Love Island UK. You got CT and Trishelle from The Challenge. Sandra and
CT's
Parvati
hot.
from... I know he is.
He's a hot.
Yes, he is. And Johnny Bananas is on there too.
Oh, really? I haven't heard that name in a long
Yeah.
time.
You have like
A boxer.
yeah, there's a boxer, Deontay, Marcus Jordan, who's Michael Jordan's son, and Larsa Pippen, who they're dating because she used to be Scottie Pippen's wife.
I don't know who that is.
They are on there. So there's a lot of people that are on this show. It is so good. And Alan Cummings, he is serving cunt every fucking day. that
What's
he's
and
on
what's the
there.
premise of it? Like,
So the premise is it's a game show and there's 20 people and 3 of them, or more or less, are what they call traitors. And then there's faithfuls. So you have to figure out, the faithfuls have to figure out who the traitors are.
And they're pre-assigned this.
Correct. And so they go, every night a faithful is murdered. So they have
there's only 3.
No, there's 3 traitors. The rest are faithful.
Oh,
so like 17.
okay.
So like every time they come down for breakfast, nobody knows who's going to be there.
Oh no.
Oh wait, so they're written off of the show?
Correct.
Oh no.
And then
The traitors picked them.
Yeah, the traitors picked them because they got murdered. Now,
okay, I thought this was like, I didn't know the premise of the show, but I remember the first season. I didn't watch it, but I was like, this is intriguing. I've heard good things, so keep going.
Okay, so and then so that's one way to get off the show. The other way to get off the show is at the round table. They all talk about all their about everything they've seen and like who they think is a traitor.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone. Okay. And so they have to vote who is a traitor out. So they're voting somebody out. And then they have to go into the circle of truth, whoever gets voted out, and tell whether it's a faithful or a traitor.
Do the traitors get to vote out people during the circle?
Yes.
So it's this whole influence thing, because if you're a traitor, you're trying to stay under the radar.
Yeah.
And you're trying to point the finger at other people. Like every suspicious behavior becomes a reason people think you're guilty.
A look, the way you react to stuff, the way you just, even like sitting at a table at breakfast.
Really?
People will look at you while people are walking in to see if you got like a certain reaction or something.
Or if you fought too hard for someone else to be a traitor and then they ended up not being a traitor.
It is. Oh, yeah. That happens a lot in this season. It is really good. And then, like, at the end, if the traitor is left in, then they win the cash money.
How much is the money prize?
It's like $200,000.
Up to $250,000.
Up to $250,000.
Okay.
But every week they do tasks to build the pot. So, like, they just did a task where they had to find, they had to discover who got murdered before they announced it. And if you got that, $20,000 was added to the pot.
Right.
Is Alan Cumming? He's like dressed up
So Alan Cumming is the host. And I mean, he like comes out with these outfits, and you're just like, bitch.
I know.
I was like, this season is. I thought the first season was like high camp. This one is taking it to the next level, and he is like high camp drag. Like his outfits are, especially this last episode that we just watched with the funeral and stuff. His outfit was ridiculous.
Oh my god, stop it. I'm looking at these things. Oh lord. Is he gay?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Very gay.
But, like, definitely watch it if you love stuff like that. And, I am loving Phaedra in this season. She is amazing to me. Like,
she's from Atlanta?
She's from Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's what I'm obsessed with.
Oh.
Check it out.
Because you recommended this now. Like, I've seen everyone... like raving about it.
Right. But you know what else everybody was raving about?
Tell me.
The Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Okay, so did you actually watch the game or did you just like...
Girl. When they, after the halftime show, like, and they were doing like the next half or whatever, like it was the fourth inning or what, I don't know, quarter. The fourth part of the show.
Right.
And like, it was they were tied and then Nick was trying to explain it and it was like, yeah, well, like, if they're tied, then they each have a chance to score. And I was like, what? But like, then they have to win, and then there's like a down, and he was trying to explain. I was like, I can't do this.
Okay, so they changed the rules for overtime at the Super Bowl. It's not like during the regular season. And so a lot of the 49ers, the team were like, we didn't know that there was a change in the... But I'm like,
yeah, they
did. Probably need to know that.
Read your email, girl.
Right, because the Chiefs had plans in case that happened. So obviously people knew beforehand. Yeah. So stop acting brand new.
It's their excuse for losing.
Huh?
It's their excuse for losing. We didn't know.
Yeah.
What I really get frustrated about the Super Bowl is I like to play the game called Find the Jockstrap, and no one has one. And it is really it's just like homophobia. They are denying us of that like little.
Okay, so let me ask you this: who do you think is sexier, Travis Kelce or Jason Kelce?
None of them. I could die and never see them again, and I would be happy.
Really?
I am like. Just because Travis Kelce, I saw the way he interacted, and also like the end of the game when he was like, "Look," I was like, "Go away!" Like my favorite is the memes of Taylor, like it's Taylor Swift realizing her children is going to have an IQ of 1.
Oh, my favorite is like when they have the picture of him yelling at the head coach.
Oh my God.
And they're like, "Bro, I said if it was chicken tenders. They said they're gonna give me chicken tenders."
It's just
or
like
something stupid like that.
I think for if you like him, that's all. Power to you. I just can't. I can't get on board.
I think Jason Kelce is such a little cutie.
Well, his older brother, because he's the older brother, right?
I think so. Yeah.
He is more endearing than Travis Kelce.
Because did you see the picture of when Jason Kelce arrived in the Vegas?
Mm-mm.
He cosplayed as Zach Galifianakis from The Hangover.
Oh my God!
It was hilarious
with the baby,
with the shirt and the man bag, and then he had his hand on his hip and everything. It was like Jason Kelce. He did so amazing.
Oh that's great.
I was like,
I think he's better just because I can't stand Travis Kelce because he got like so much press and everyone was like, oh my God. I'm just like, I could give a crap about the man.
So so like, I think we talked about this before, but like the Swiftie conspiracies that they
absolutely
brought up
about
the game and everything.
Well, Republicans obviously were right because Taylor Swift is orchestrating a voting movement.
No, they like, okay, so they find meaning in everything because Taylor does put a lot of meaning into little things.
Oh, Taylor Swift fans, not Republicans.
Correct. Swifties. I don't care about them Republicans.
I mean, they find meaning in everything, too.
They find meaning in everything, too.
It's the wrong meaning.
We'll get into that, too. But the Swifties were very much into, like, figuring stuff out on this one. So, I'm going to break it down for you.
Oh, thank you. All
right. So, the Super Bowl was played on February 11th. So, 2/11. 2 plus 11 is 13, which is Taylor's favorite number.
Okay.
They were playing the 49ers. 4 plus 9 is 13, Taylor's favorite number. If she went to the Super Bowl, that would have been the 13th game she would have attended that season. And she just played 2 shows in Tokyo and then took a flight directly after the show, flew to Vegas. Guess how long it was?
13 hours.
13 hours.
Oh my God.
I mean, if that... Good for them.
But also...
We need them to be fucking investigative journalists.
But my favorite is, like, all the memes of Taylor, like, Taylor going from the VIP suite down to the field, and it's like a jet plane going down because, like, she's suing the person who's putting all that information out about how much... So... celebrities using their private planes for things is huge, and I guess Taylor puts out a lot of emissions.
Oh yeah,
with her flights
more than she does it more than a city, like
right. So she's suing the guy who's putting all that information out there. But you really can't because it's public domain knowledge.
Yeah. She's suing someone because they're telling the world that she's taking a private jet.
Right. Well, and how much she's using
carbon,
it for.
Like her
so
carbon footprint.
Can you sue someone for that?
No, because it's public domain, and so anybody can find the information.
Yeah, because you can look up a flight information.
And it's fact. So it's not like he's defaming her or anything. It's just...
That's true.
I mean...
I want to be on that jury.
So anyway, that was my thing. Now, did you watch the Nickelodeon?
Yes. Okay. So now that's a Super Bowl I can get on board with.
I know.
Because it was so serious,
unhinged,
right? Well, and it had jellyfish because it was SpongeBob,
right?
And there were sparkles. I was like,
what's the name of the squirrel character?
Sandy.
Sandy was on crack.
Yeah.
Oh, can I just tell you, Dora was throwing shade. Dora was like, do they need to borrow my map so they can find out where the end zone is?
Or the one where it was that said 3 hours, a touchdown 3 hours later or something.
I didn't know they had Dora.
Was
it Dora was like, can you help the Chiefs?
They
Great.
they also were like explained what was happening during the game and stuff and why things were. So like people were like, "This is amazing that you're teaching us."
No, it's indoctrination, Paul. That is grooming. I think that the NFL is grooming our children.
Oh my god!
But I did love the fact that they like when they went to Travis Kelce, they'd be like Taylor Swift's boyfriend, and then for like a little known fact, it was like good at football.
I thought that was fun. But we had to switch because like I think they had different commercials because they're like kids, so we would switch from Nickelodeon back to the regular one when it was commercial time.
Well, and I also like that they put people in the stands, like celebrities. They were like, "Oh, look, there's Billie Eilish or Herring Styles."
But were they really
Diesel.
there?
No, it was just like them making up like fish-based puns of people's names.
Yeah,
so
funny.
I think Nickelodeon definitely got the win.
They
for
need
that.
to like start doing that. They need to do like for the election.
Or the Oscars.
Yeah, everything.
Everything. They just need to do it for everything.
Nickelodeon
now. The Puppy
everything.
Bowl. Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I would watch that. I would watch that.
All right, so let's get into the big thing. All right, because like, what did you think of the halftime show?
So, okay, I'm going to walk you through my emotions that went down because Usher started, and I was like, okay, cool, right? And I was expecting, like, he was going to come in with all the deep cuts, like, he was going to do Burn, he was going to do Yeah, like, all of the good songs, Confessions to Part 2, which he did, but, like, the thing that kind of was hard to watch was that, like, all he did was dance, and it wasn't a lot of singing, and then all of the cameos of all the celebrities got more applause than him. Like when Alicia Keys, bless her for her voice crack, because she powered through. And like, I get it, like people, you know, she could be sick or whatever, but like she was stunning. And I was like, Usher who? Okay. And then like everyone else came out and I was like, okay. And then he was in rollerblades or whatever and it was like fine. But like, I think I liked the cameos more than Usher.
Okay, so Usher, I felt like by 2 minutes in was out of breath.
Right.
I'm like, girl.
Well, because he was trying to dance. My favorite is the memes where it was like when he did the like hand gestures and it's like when you have an itch.
Or like when you think spiders are crawling all over you.
Because I said the same thing when we were watching. I was like, oh, I got an itch.
Well, like, okay, so my problem with it was that he tried to go through so much. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. You can focus on like the big songs that people know and really get into those.
Oh yeah,
because like I was like, you spent a lot of time on Burn and gave me one line from Nice and Slow.
Mm. It was almost like every song was a sentence and then it was the next
right.
one.
Exactly, because I'm like, I would have liked more time with OMG with
right.
will.i.am,
yep.
which nobody knew that was will.i.am when he came out with his like little spaceship like helmet like thing that he had on. The funny thing is like. So Alicia Keys, beautiful. She was gorgeous.
Yeah, I love the
People don't
piano,
talk
too.
about the fact that her train was like half the field when she came out. Like it was
really?
gorgeous.
I just saw her. She had a train on?
She had a train when she was sitting when she first started with her voice cracked. When
she stood up,
and
she
then it
did
pulled
it.
away when she was getting up.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, exactly. But it was gorgeous, and her piano was
it was
beautiful.
red.
I was like the period piece. That's
what I'm literally.
Literally.
I mean, when Usher sang "Burn," it's going to burn.
But I was like, okay, y'all. And then when her came out, I was like, oh my god, it's her. And Andy's like, huh? And I'm like, it's her. That's her. He's like, who?
No, you have to do this, ladies and gentlemen. Huh? When Adele announced her at SNL.
But it was like, he was like, who are you talking about? I was like, H.E.R.
I also didn't know. I was like, who is this girl that is just playing a guitar?
That freaking killed that guitar solo. And then
I love her.
And she was amazing.
Yeah.
And then you had little John out in the audience
Yeah.
turned down for what?
You know.
And then, what?
I love Little John. I mean, I do too. I've seen him perform because he came to my college and all he did was, what? Yeah. And then when
Deja Sky.
When the do.
I did that too. When it came on, I was like, Andy.
I immediately was like, Andy. Yep.
And then when I got so excited when Ludacris came out because I was like, if Ludacris does not come out and do the rap, I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah, bend over to the front and touch your toes.
Okay, but nobody talks about the girl who fell from the stripper pole.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, because it was like, boop. And then there's a guy.
Wait. When did they have stripper poles?
Like I don't know if it was like towards the end on the stage, they had like a woman on a stripper pole.
They did have like Cirque du Soleil performers in the beginning.
Right.
Oh my god, there was a girl that fell in the strip. Oh my god.
Yeah. And then also everybody wants to know what happened to the guy who like got thrown in the air in the background of the blue.
They threw somebody?
Like towards the beginning of it when they had all the Cirque du Soleil kind of stuff, they threw somebody.
Oh my god.
There's all this stuff.
The camera just pans. Well, because honestly, like there was so much in the beginning. There was a lot of dancing, and then it was
so
like,
much.
"Where's Usher?" And then he was just like dancing, and it was like, "This is over here." And I'm like, "What song's coming?" And then he's not singing, and he's like,
But also, I was like, you spent way too much time on Burn. I was like, I loved Alicia Keys. Thank you for having her out there, but that was way too much time on my boo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I needed more of Confessions, but I wanted the remix. So, like, why couldn't you get Beyonce down there? Because she was in the
She's literally there.
She was literally
Releasing
there.
music while you're...
She released her song right before your show just to show you up. Nobody was watching you, Usher. They were all downloading the song.
"Well, what's it called? Commercial? That was amazing."
And number 2 on the Apple Country charts right now.
But as she should be. Like, I loved how, like, I was like, "Oh, Beyonce,
First
you look
time
fierce."
a black woman had done that.
As she should be. As she should
I
be.
was just a little nervous for Usher when he got the rollerblades on or skates. I was like,
and then
please don't fall, please don't fall.
And you see him, like, he went through Will.i.am's leg.
Yeah.
And like, that was not how you wanted that to go, girl.
No, I mean, I did see, like, it was, like, on Instagram, it was, like, Family Guy when Peter Griffin is rollerblading around on a stage and it's like, and it's like Usher, it's like Usher during the halftime show, and I was like, I can't, because you know that Peter Griffin,
But yeah, so she is number 1 and number 2 on the Apple Country charts, which were like, let's see how long before they go, oh, that was a mistake, like they did with Lil Nas X.
What do you mean?
Oh,
When Old Town Road came out,
Yeah.
he was number 1 on the country charts, and they were like, oh, that was a mistake. Not Apple, I think it was Billboard. But they were like, that's a mistake because it doesn't, and so they moved him off of the charts. But then also, Daddy Issues from Lemonade was technically a country song and wasn't considered for, it was put in for a country Grammy and the ATMs and stuff. But it wasn't considered because they said it didn't meet enough.
Who is they?
The country
the
music.
twang requirement.
Oh, so the
Yeah.
white rednecks?
Exactly.
That's disgusting.
Which, because you know that's why she's doing this, because this whole thing is supposed to be a 3-part act. So Renaissance, Act 2, whichever it's going to be called, and then
Her
Act
country.
3. So it's supposed to be dance house music, which was started by African Americans. Country, which was also started by African Americans.
Good for her.
And rock and roll, which was also started by
I love
African
this.
Americans.
I love Beyonce
I'm okay with
so
that.
much.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And she's going to fuck up all those little
And
country
people are
men.
like, oh, so now you like country? It's like, no.
You always like country.
Right, but also, Beyonce is from Houston.
Right.
Like, she has country roots.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
acting like she doesn't, like...
Well,
belong
it's
in it.
because she is disrupting their norm.
Right.
And if anything, the bitch can do it.
But also, I was like, watching this Verizon commercial, and she's doing all this. And then it's like, all right, just drop the new music.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
She so casually said it too.
No.
It was a brilliant commercial.
Right at the end,
Yeah, it
too.
was so
That
great.
was a good commercial.
I was like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so what was your other favorite commercial?
Okay, I wrote them down.
Okay, good.
Wait,
Because-
before you do that, can we talk about music a little bit more before we go to commercials?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The Reba sang.
Okay.
We forgot the pre-show music.
I didn't even see that because I was like, I missed the first 30 minutes, so I didn't get to see that. I didn't get to see Andre Day, and I didn't get to see Post Malone.
Post
do
Malone
America
did
the
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Such a
Post
good
Malone
job.
is on Ozempic.
Yeah,
He was
looks-
this big.
He looks really
And I
good.
was like, okay.
Yeah.
But also, like, he had a grill in, and his voice is great, but, like...
But he
girl.
did it acoustically, and I was like, okay. But, okay, so I heard Reba did a really good job, and you know she's promoting, like, she's got a new show coming
Yeah.
out soon. But this is the first time, and Reba helped me figure this out.
She
had-
personally told you.
No,
Because she's a single mom that works too hard.
She posted on Instagram a picture of her in her outfit, and she goes, boots with the fur. And that was the first time I ever realized, the boots don't have to have the fur on them.
Oh, I thought they did.
Exactly.
Wait,
so
what?
now it's like apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur.
I thought it was furry boots.
Exactly.
I thought it was like Uggs.
No.
Oh, because she had boots on and then like
she
a
had
fur.
boots with her fur, and I was like,
Bitch.
Didn't even think of that.
Reba did the thing.
We all thought it was furry fucking boots.
Yeah. Oh my god. Speaking of commercials and Jennifer Coolidge, because you just sound like her. The like one, I don't know what it was. It was the Discover card, and she's calling, and she goes, "Oh wow, I'm so talk to a person," and then they go, "No, I am a person," and she goes, "Well, prove it," and then the like attendant goes, "Well, you prove you're not a robot," and Jennifer Coolidge goes, "Oh. You're right. Am I a robot?"
Yeah, that's the picture. Oh yeah, she looks fantastic too.
I mean, her plastic
Reba,
surgeon girl.
Come on.
She is snatched to for God.
Okay, but like, yeah, that was kind of cool. And then it was supposed to be Tiesto, but I guess he had a family emergency. So DJ Cascade was the in-house entertainment.
Oh,
This was also the first Super Bowl that had club seating and bottle service.
Okay.
make it that much more
Only
expensive.
$9,000 a seat.
Those seats were 26 the night before the game started.
Okay.
26,000. So do not ever complain about how much Taylor Swift tickets are.
Oh my
So, but I'm also like, you saw like Megyn Kelly and Matt Gaetz and all those guys were like,
No.
I'm not watching because we don't need a black national anthem, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, could you not?
They're an
please?
abomination. Well, Matt
Yeah.
Gaetz is going to be like exposed on his ethics house thing, and he'll be exited or whatever.
Okay, so what are your favorite
Commercials?
commercials?
I like
Let's
the
go.
Discover one with Jennifer Coolidge.
I didn't see that one.
I loved the Arnold Schwarzenegger State Farm. Like a good neighbor.
Okay,
Because it was so stupid.
but I also love the fact that they had a twins
Yeah.
reunion at the end with Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that's what Nick was saying. I was like, I haven't seen the movie. Girl, you
But
know
also,
this.
like, part of me was like good with, like, thought it was funny, but I'm also like, are we making fun of somebody's accent right now? Should we be okay with
Well,
this?
he plays into it. He plays into it.
So he's been interviewed for it, and basically, there's a line in a movie he couldn't get, and it became really famous. And so now he's
Oh, I think it was like in Terminator.
Yeah.
They were supposed to say something else.
Yeah.
And he changed it to "I'll be back" because he couldn't say the other
whatever
line.
the line was. So it's just like he's embraced it as like a Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I mean, he's rich as fuck, so good for him.
Okay, hey, all right.
So I like that one. The there was the mayo, the mayonnaise one with Kate McKinnon.
I
with the
thought
cat.
that was hilarious.
Cat.
I know other people were like, oh, I don't really like that one, but I was like, I thought it was hilarious, especially when the cat ended up with Pete Davidson and then dumped him.
The Paramount Plus one with Patrick Stewart,
Oh,
where he's kicking Hey Arnold.
I loved it. Like, shut your face, Drew Barrymore.
I was waiting for Drew to be like, Patrick, I like that one. And then the Christopher Walken one, where they had all the people imitating Christopher Walken for BMW. And they're like, are you gonna get your car? It's like,
yeah. And then Usher was there.
I know. Usher, I was like, okay, whatever. And then the Tina Fey one, where it was for Booking.com, and she's like, I like to have alter egos when I book. And then it was all different like versions of Tina Fey, and then Glenn Close takes off a mask and is Tina Fey.
And she's like, and it's like, that's my nemesis, Glenn Close. And then Glenn Close is like, who are you?
And then there was a cute one with like that dog that was like the delivery for the Budweiser carts or whatever.
Yeah,
I just thought it was a cute dog.
Okay.
And then so there was a Google ad for a phone. What?
But it's just going to
I
be.
love that one.
So let me tell you. Okay, it starts off and it's a guy who is blind, right? And he's like, take a picture, and it says one person in frame. And then he like gets with a girl or whatever, and it's like, take a picture, two people in frame. And then at the end it goes, take a picture, but before it does it, you see him in scrubs, and I was like, "Is this bitch going to be a surgeon?" I was like, and I was like, "Hold the phone."
Did you just help him do a?
I was like,
a tracheotomy.
I'm like, Google? And then it was like three faces detected, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's adorable."
My favorite was like when it goes like, because I could see it happening, and I'm like, "Oh my god, they're having a baby." And he goes, 2 people in a frame, and then he adjusts. He's like 2 people in a frame, and then adjusts. He goes 3 people in a frame, and I'm like,
it was good. It was really good.
I mean, it also could have gone dark and been like a murderer that showed up.
I know, right?
No, I also thought that there was like a Doritos commercial with 2 old ladies that wanted their Doritos, and they like had the car chase, and like I forget what it was called, but like there were old ladies and like these like scooters that were like chasing after the person to get her Doritos.
It was probably the people from I've Had It.
You're right.
Okay,
What were yours?
so like I loved all those. Of course, I loved the Wicked trailer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Wicked trailer was amazing.
It looked great.
Because that's been in production. Like they announced that 2 years ago.
Yeah,
it's
and,
been a while.
My favorite though is like people have taken part of that and made it into a meme, and because they were like when Ariana's like, "You're green," it's just and
Cynthia Erivo.
Alphaba is like, "I am," and it's like when somebody in the group chat has an Android.
Stop.
And then, of course, I got super excited. It basically like shot all over the room when Deadpool and Wolverine came on. The trailer for that.
So did Katie, Joe's friend Katie.
Like
They were all-
there
they were
were
so excited.
many like little details that people just did not see.
Yeah.
Because like they introduced Wolverine's character Patch. There's a chance that one of the villains is Cassandra Nova. I mean, it's a great way to add in the mutants into the Marvel universe. Like, it is just there's like things I was just like, oh my god, that's just
Did you watch the
freaking
full?
fantastic.
Because they only played a little bit of it, right?
No, I watched the whole
you watched
2-minute trailer
Wow.
for it. Yeah,
Okay.
and I love that they kind of looped Loki back into this to kind of into it. So it's like,
Are they doing a cross pollination?
well, because Marvel's very good at like taking aspects of other parts of the show and moving them into, or other parts of the movie in the universe and moving
Oh,
it
is
in, so you
Deadpool
can kind of
Marvel?
add into it. Deadpool is technically,
I thought it was DC.
No, Deadpool is Marvel. Technically Sony, because Sony owns X-Men and the Mutants.
Oh.
So this is a way for them to kind of
Interesting.
introduce them into the Marvel universe.
Oh, okay. I was
So-
wondering, yeah, because the X-Men, they're not.
Because that's what they did on the Marvels too. Like one of the characters ended up going to an alternate reality where the X-Men are.
We watched that movie just recently.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh! Have you seen the Marvels?
I loved
Mrs.
it.
Marvels. Okay, I loved it too. And when they go to the water planet and they all talk by singing. Nick was like, "This is your planet," and I was like, "Yes!" And
Totally Marvel's the music.
oh my god! And the fact that like the prince could talk, and she's like, "Oh, he's bilingual." I love the movie. I love the movie.
I thought it was fantastic. So like the cutscene at the end, after the mid credit scene, like that's her in a different reality, and that's when her mom becomes binary, which is another form of Captain Marvel in the comic books.
Got it.
Oh,
So anyway, so I
dive.
love
You
the
loved
Wolverine and Deadpool, the Deadpool Wolverine trailer, because I also love the fact that Wolverine is in his classic yellow and blue. So
is it?
Back to those days.
Oh my god,
Hugh Jackman?
Yes.
It is. Okay, so and then I love the Dunkin' Donuts one.
Yes, I didn't
With
see
Ben
that one.
Affleck.
And J-Lo and Matt
J-Lo,
Damon.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Tom Brady,
Oh,
Fat
Brady.
Joe.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was like Jack Harlow. Like there were so many people, and you think every 30 seconds was $7 million
Oh,
Okay.
just to play it. That doesn't include what the company's paid
Right.
to get people in their
Or to produce
ads.
it.
Right.
right.
So,
Which makes you wonder how much money did that church have
That was-
$16.5 million.
for the feet washing commercials?
That's what. Yeah. For
that was 21 million for the two ads that they did, because the foot washing one was like a minute and
my
the other
God.
one was like
That's
30
insane.
seconds. So like they spent 21 million on just to put it out there. That doesn't. But like, did you notice how many like religious ones there were? Because like, you had that one. You had Hallow with Mark Wahlberg, like where it was like an app where people could go and they could all pray together. And then you had the Scientology one, and all of this. And I'm just
Not a
like,
religion.
Oh, yeah. Please don't come after us.
It's a religion where you pay to play. Just ask Leah Rimini.
But like, I was just like, are you serious with all this right now? But like, everybody's like talking about the foot washing one as like a foot fetish kind of thing. Even though in the Bible he does do that. Like, but like, you're gonna see that video on like WikiFeet. Like,
yeah, you are.
And like, I was reading an article about like the company who put those on, and they were like, well, it's good because we want to be divisive. We want people to like start having conversations, and we want to create these kind of things. And it's like, but you're also, you want people to stop hating, and you want kindness, but yet you're backed by LGBTQ hating.
Yeah.
Like,
it's the same shit, right?
Hobby Lobby.
Right. Hobby Lobby helped. Donated to...
Of course they did.
The founder's son is on the board.
Yeah,
of course.
So back to the commercials.
Yes.
Worth remembering, the Uber Eats one was hilarious.
And Ross, she couldn't remember Ross.
Yeah. And the guy's like, is this how you sit in the chair? I just thought that was hilarious. And then I did love... the BMW with Christopher Walken. I just wish I just wish that they had like done something in a kitchen, like he was walking through a kitchen or he was like meeting a chef, and he was like, because a lot of restaurants will put Christopher Walken's face on the walk-in refrigerator.
Hey, look, it's Christopher Walken.
Oh, it's a walk-in and a walk-in. Yeah. So anyway, that was... Oh, and did you hear Drake's curse has been broken?
No.
What's his curse?
So Drake always bets on the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And usually, whoever he bets on loses.
Oh.
So, but this year he bet on the Chiefs and they won. Oh. So he bet like $1.15 million or something like that. He won $2.3 million.
Oh my god!
And I'm just like,
rich people need to stop.
Okay.
Ugh.
So, anything else about the Super Bowl?
No.
No? Are you sure? All right. Well, who has an I Spy?
I do.
You do? Okay.
Yes, and it is travel related.
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
My I Spy is I think that airlines should not allow the seats to recline.
For domestic flights.
Because every fucking flight I'm on, the bitch in front of me, literally, the minute you're past the 10,000 feet, recline. And then all the way until we have begun our descent. And on a 5-hour flight... Oh, and I'm an asshole back, and I use that tray table. I slam it down. Oh, you're gonna recline, bitch? You're gonna not have a sleep. You're not sleeping. Because I have my little iPad, and I prop it up so that I can see. Because I'm not gonna put it in my lap and hurt my neck. So yeah, I think that airline seats should not recline.
I love when the person in front of you is a real big guy, and he pushes the button, and he comes back so fast that he breaks your laptop.
Oh my god, no.
Oh, that
I just can't. I get it. I understand. I never recline. Ever.
I don't ever either.
But I feel like etiquette-wise, if you like etiquette, listeners, we have an episode about that. If you're trying to be kind and respectful, maybe turn around and just be like, hey, I'm going to recline now. Just FYI. Don't just fucking do it.
Well, I don't think I ever reclined. Even when we went to Europe and stuff in Italy.
I did.
Did I? Okay.
But that's different. Here's my thing. When it's an overnight long haul flight, sure, because everyone's sleeping.
I think so.
But when you're going intercontinental,
right,
domestically,
if you're going from San Diego to,
don't fucking recline. It's a goddamn hour because it's just because then I'm scrunched and then it's a chain reaction because I'm not going to recline, so I break the cycle.
Dear.
I take one for the team for everyone else behind me in the plane. So that's my ice.
Joe also gets mad if you stand up on the airplane.
Yes, because you are not.
And the seatbelt lights.
Yeah, because you're not obeying the laws.
Okay, I will say this: when I landed from DC back in San Diego, they were like, "Hey, We do have a couple of people who need to get off the plane first because they need to make their connection and they have a very short amount of time to get it. And then, like, if everybody who could just stay seated until those people get to the front, like, great. I'm okay with that. But I'm like, you need to tell me exactly how many people and exactly who they are. You need to walk them up because people from the back were like, well, I'm going to go up too. Like, no, bitch.
You could, and Paul would close like, you would just be like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Throw your hands or whatever. Yeah, airline etiquette in general is just the worst.
Because I've done this thing now where I, like, if I'm on the plane, and I always get an aisle seat anyway because, like, that's just how I am. But, like, I lift the seat up, and then I just put my legs out there with my book bag. Yeah. So I'm not standing
but you're blocking.
But nobody's going to come up.
And I hate, like, because I was almost at the back of the plane coming back, and, like, I have no, like, what am I going to stand for? Because I'm never going to get out of the plane. Like, so I just sit, and everyone is so agitated because it's like, what am I going to stand up? Just stand in the aisle so then you could go crouch under the little fucking fan? No. Yeah.
Joe's got some airport rage here.
I think that all airline passengers, there should be a pill that you have to take where you're sedated the whole time, and then it lasts as long as the flight, and then you're done.
You just need to fly with Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
I'm gonna invent it.
Yeah, exactly. What happens if, like, the emergency exit door blows open and
you'll be fine because you'll be sleeping.
You won't care. You're sucked out of the airplane.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.